And if we need to come to you, we will definitely come to you. There's also the at-risk youth graduation that is pending for this month. The ministry has informed the presidential team, based on the report I read, that about 186 at-risk youth participating in the ministry's rehab program are set to graduate in February. The ministry told the presidential team that if up to the end of the period administration did not secure funding for the benefit package of the graduates. This will have to be handled immediately upon assuming the responsibility of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. There's also the purchasing of substitute seats for substitutes. We are told FIFA has sent communication that it must be replaced, and then the water system at the stadium needs to be improved, as well as the VIP and the VVIP wing. When confirmed, Mr. Chairman or Honorable Chairman, the members of this committee, we can assure you that this and many more will be actualized. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Nominee, for the enlightening conclusion. We want to recognize our distinguished gentleman. Please introduce yourself.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Stella Maggie. We'll now go for questioning across the floor. Senator Maggie, please. Senator Maggie, ask his question on every single one. Ask the question. I'm just a boy, Five minutes, please.
Thank you. I was here for your deliberation. I was now. You are qualified for this job. We know you for a very long time. Interacted with you. Well, with young people across the country. So your qualification is not even out. I just want to let you answer a few questions. Spend time to you. You know, the way the youth school has been run, more priority has been given to the sports side. I want to say quite recently, the TBF program is one of the programs that the ministry has been working with. So, what are you going to do? In terms of improving school, when you were going to school, you know, in high school, there was a very strong high school program in youth football. So you realize that our team was strong because the school team was very strong. Well, for a very long time, we didn't have school. I want to say
Thank you, Senator Magia. The advantage the ministry has is that nearly all of these disciplines are managed by various sporting federations. And so there is the high school program that is managed under the Inter-School Sports Association. You are right. Pre-war, even the high school league was very competitive, and teams in the division league used to recruit players from the high school league, and I mean, it used to be attractive. So we went to sit down, that's why I said we need to have a national dialogue, and to discuss this whole thing on sports, why the dismal performance. So we want to hold this national dialogue, bring in relevant stakeholders to see how we can improve on it. It's a multi-sectoral thing. believe strongly because the Ministry of Education is also concerned about the young people who are involved with playing sports. They want them to be average or A students or B. Doing well in school and playing, should be blended. So we work with the Ministry of Education to ensure that the inter-school sport association can be revamped and that the program can be worthwhile. The at-risk youth.
I guess maybe it's I don't want to wish you well. Wish you well. Wish you all the best. I know you're a team boss. When you get a job, when you are confirmed, I wish you all the best. Make sure that you improve the school system, football games. Don't make anyone lose that business. All the other sports should be supported. But right now, we're talking about football. Other football has played other games. So thank you, God bless you. I'll come to the ministry when you are confirmed.
Thank you, now takes Sarah Dumo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Mr. Bengalu, like my colleague Mr. Maki said, you have got the requisite qualifications and experience to run the Ministry of Youth Sport. I've known him for many years with my schoolmates. We remember a lot of institutions, a lot of organizations together, with their leadership skills and ability. My thing there is, when you get confirmed, this is a very important ministry that has been overlooked over the years. Youth sports. I wanted you to look at that of your presentation as your morning presentation, because you explain deeply into what you want to do, which, if done with obviously emancipate the Ministry of Youth Sport, and you'll be on the right path. I just want to admonish you, my dear brother, that you will do well, knowing you. I wish you all the best. You came on board on this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. We go to Senator Roger Cllr.
Thank you, Mr. Nominee, for all the information you gave me. So, this is serious business. There's a phrase that says that the youth is the future of any nation. If that statement should mean something, it means Liberia will be no nation. Because our youth population are practically nowhere. They are more on the streets than in the schools. Mr. Minister, this is a Herculean task. I hear you talk about at-risk youth coming to graduate and nowhere. But to put these people through a program and allow them to be there 6 weeks and say they should graduate and get a certificate or some kind of money, in my opinion, does not suffice. I would think that there should be not only a rehabilitation program, but a reintegration program. We need to get their skill set so they don't come out the way they went in. Otherwise, they will come out doing the same things. Look, Mr. Minister, there are people who went to jail for stealing $5 in prison because they were adult. They learned more bad things from other people. They came out worse than the way they went in. So we need to create a system that will give these people skill sets and let them come out refined and be ready to contribute to society. Now, I hear you talk about the sports meet and different federations. The Olympic Committee, our like your Olympic teams, do they have anything that has to do with swimming? Please answer that.
Yes, I saw listed the Liberia Swimming Federation.
Very good. Do we have a swimming pool in Liberia? No, that's a serious question. Because the swimming house, the pool has to be at Olympic size to be able to compete competitively. Why are we participating in swimming when we need to get swimmers? So you see, we need to streamline. We're not compelled to take all of the sports, Mr. Minister. Let's use those ones that we are good in and make ourselves better. Than to just participate because we want to participate, because these things are capital intensive. Now, I don't have much time. There are too many other things that I will talk to you about, but at this level, I want to talk about the national sports meet, the county meet. That is key to me. You see, we have been doing this county meet since 50-something. I think 52, I stand to be corrected. But we are using the same model over and over and again. Therefore, we are going nowhere. We go to River G, we play preliminary, we come to Monrovia, we play on SKD, we sport and feed, and we see FIFA playing us. Because that's the only thing we have. Mr. Minister, this is a proposal from me. The very Olympic you talk about, the African Cup of Nations, the World Cup, people bid for them and watch them. You know why? Because it brings instant benefit, instant gratification. Today, Qatar is a certain state. It's not longer a country. Every village in Qatar is a city because of the World Cup. Our country can be transformed in the same way, Mr. Minister. We can bring the county lead to River G for obvious reasons. Mr. Nominee, okay. We bring it to River G and we construct these low-cost housing estates. And Stephen talked about Monrovia. Say we put 10,000 in different places and construct this pitch that will accommodate everybody. River G can host Liberia. The idea is not because I want us to host. The idea is when we are leaving the country, we will leave those horses there. We have just created 10,000 horses in River G. Then we bid for the next country, whether it's a lot or Lotto. Then we pick Lofa, for example. They will go to Lofa and we start the construction of another 10,000. By the time we play 5 years of country league, we'll multiply 10 by 5. That's what we'll be doing. Every day we come to Monrovia, we play here, we divide Masajama, we divide Pagoto, we win, we celebrate, and that's only temporary gratification we get. Only satisfaction. No benefits. But all the tournaments in the world lead to benefits. The Africans today, even a small Congo shop is making all the money she can make. There are 5 brand new stadiums, world class, in the Africans. Mr. Nominee, quite honestly, this is a recommendation. I hope you are taking notes because this is dear to my heart. We keep the country with. And one more thing, please answer yes or no, Chief. I'm understanding that this year country intends to bring in certain players that are over 50 or 40 something. Is that correct?
So I haven't taken over yet, Minister, but I was privileged to see the document that also monitored the transitional team report. And yes, there is a provision in the regulation, the guideline that allows players 40 years and above to participate in the county league. I saw that.
And should you be confirmed, I beg you, please discourage that. The idea of the county meet is firstly to foster peace. Secondly, to identify new talents. And we're here discussing our national team, the Lone Star, doesn't have players, we don't have talent. That's because we are repeating the same talents over and over again. I don't want to see Kevin Sebe play for Grand Crew. I don't want to see Johnny play for Grand Crew. I don't want to play for Reggie. Who doesn't know me yet? Why are we going to play? Let us use those young people who we are not seeing, and that's how I keep the football. No, you give my story. That's how I keep the football. I was in Bormines. And I went to Bormines to recruit me from there. I heard that they say the high school leagues were better. They were competitive. People used to come from everywhere else, fighting rivals. Kajako.
You said that on before.
No, there was somebody you know. And so we were shocked. The people came for us, looking for us with flashlights and broad day. Only to come and we made our contribution. Hence, your reference to me. So we need to go back to status quo antique. Let's go back to those young people. Let's put them on the field. Go encourage them. The environment will even give them more enthusiasm to want to do better. And then we can take it from there. If we think we're depending on one team to come from this small village here in Jakarta, Monrovia, and this start, we're not happy. We will have the same players winning the country over and over, and nobody will have a new player in this country. So, Mr. Minister Designate, please, let us think in that direction. If other people doing it, working for them, they can work for us. I beg you, that would be my contribution to this conversation here. I'm not here to question your competence. I'm here to speak to you because this is close to my heart. I'm speaking to the floor of my region. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bocha Sibri. Let us take this time to recognize Rio Senator Hakeem. Senator, can you introduce yourself?
I represent Monrovia County, former chair of this committee, now member of the committee.
Senator Sai Joseph, Senator of Monrovia County, member of this committee.
Senator Joseph Kolako Macho Chala, Senior Senator of Local County. Senior Senator of Local County, who has an interest at stake. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll continue the questioning, and we go to Senator Zopena, Senator Clayton Donkey, and Senator Garam Babla.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Mr. Nominee, I will ask you 2 questions, then I'll make a closing remark. The first question, to yourself, if confirmed, you think you can propose to the Liberia government in the national budget that we can start building another stadium outside Monrovia, Monrovia County, and another county in Liberia? 2, I know you very well, been doing for more than 15 to 20 years. Matter of fact, your wife from my county, and you are my brother-in-law. But that is not the issue. I get what it's all to do. Do you think, would it be prudent that counties in Liberia and the National League, for a county to take part in the National League, like Europe, like Manchester City, United, Chelsea, similar thing like that to our National League? You think it would be prudent for the Liberian people to go that route for the sport improvement? Now, before you answer, let me just close up. For example, Senator Bocha just spoke about what happened in Africa. The president of Africa, I believe very strongly, very educated, well educated, I mean, but when you ask him to spell ball, B-A-L-L, he can't spell it. But see Africa today, they are developed in sports. Far new brand stadium. Africa today, if you went to Abidjan, as if you are entering Paris, sports brings unity among the citizens. Sports are united at war. Africa for war, like Liberia. Today, if you went to Asia, went to Europe, you see Ivorian audience. When you work alone with FA, a Rock Football Association, to to see the new Liberians, since our big brothers, our friends, left the stage 20 some more years ago. No one Liberian can be seen in England or Spain or any other European country on TV. We are yet paying DSTV bill for all poor children around the world. Do you think? I know you very well. You get passion for sports. I've seen you many times behind Nova County, in Grandia, in other counties. Make sure to stand by your county because the passion that you have for your county and the schools. If confirmed, all the questions that we're asking you, no, we are questioning your education background. Education, yes, is number one resource, but the passion. We have seen other people in the country with PhD, master degree, but they never did anything with the country. Liberia is a 176 years old country in Africa. The oldest republic in Africa. Today, Liberia is the least when it comes to infrastructure development. In the sub-region, Liberia is the least. In the whole of West Africa, Liberia is the least. In Africa, Liberia is the least. I now visited other continents, but few countries in Africa and Europe, you can't even compare Europe. So, my dear friend and brother, we know you, we believe it's not a mistake for the president to nominate you to the Senate, to this position. But the biggest thing that you have, the biggest challenge is for you to maintain your passion for sports that we know you of. Then don't stop. All sports department should come up. The question you asked about the swimming pool, you have violence at SPD. Today, to install one chair at that football stadium, amen, for God's sake, no one chair. If you ask today, they will tell you millions. Let us get prepared. The same FIFA, few months from now, they will tell us to cover our stadium. When you agree on budget to the central government, before coming to the legislature, please plans for the future. Be aware, they will tell you the same way Transition team will inform you that the light at the stadium will be changed to such a level. In a few weeks, a few months to come, they will tell you that estate should be over. So get it in the back of your mind that we are doing a proposal to the finance department, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, put all those things in there. So tomorrow we will be responsible. So I'm appealing to you. Yes, why you are my brother-in-law, but beside that, I know you. You're a very intelligent person, well educated, but all those things, all those adjectives, the best thing that I want from you is the passion. God administrator, like you never will be minister of Liberian schools. If you say Liberia, see yourself as a Liberian, what Africa can do. Africa will even 1960. Well, they just sister country. Today, when it comes to development, even development infrastructure, Africa beat our time. Sierra Leone, next door. Today, Equatorial Guinea, less than 1.5 million people, they can turn out to African nations. Mauritania, on the desert, that play on the sun, they can come and play in Africa. But Liberia that produce world best, former world best, European best, African best. Today, no one that playing second division league in Europe. Please, this administration, God, please give us the face. Our faces should be lifted when we go watch other little children in Europe, in Africa. Let Liberia come up. We must start suppressing our young ones. All the countries that we are doing, let us stay positive for inside. Sport bring money to the economy. Look at Simon Ito today. He retired with millions. Private jet parking. In Cameroon, in Douala. And that private jet parking in Douala, they pay taxes to Cameroon government. Because why? You walk away with millions from Europe and came back home. Tomorrow we want for all children, all sons and daughters, females for making money. We want for all poor children That will not be good academic, but sports can help to relate their future. So, Minister Destiny, pray that God give you the wisdom and courage to put Liberia first. My colleagues on the committee, I want to assure you, Mr. Chairman, I've been doing for me, for the people of Grandia that I've been representing for the past 18 years, we believe in qualify for this position, so you get my support. Thank you.
Even though you answer the questions, when you're here,
Why you want to be free from that administration when you know that you are having Why you want to be election on that?
Senator Dongi,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Nominee, how are you today? I know you very well. You're a gentleman of good character. So, my concern, I know you are not there, you're not being very responsible for what has been happening. I'd just like to know your vision about our youth and concept of sports. I have very few questions to ask. Educate me here on our youth. I know of the MVTC. I know of the youth camp in Bensonville. Are they under the Ministry of Youth and Sports?
Senator, yes.
Are there other institutions of our young people under the Ministry of Youth and Sports?
Senator, yes. Prior to your comment, in my presentation, I outlined a number of vocational training institutions to include the MBTC you just talked about. Then there's the Business and Domestic Occupational Training Center, BDOTC. It's right there adjacent to the SKB complex, behind the police depot there, the school there. And then the Jillijua Vocational Training is in Bombing County. Then Tumutu Agricultural Vocational Training Center is in Salala, Bon County. Then the Youth Agricultural Training Center you talked about in Bensonville. Then the Cllr Vocational Training Center in Bombing County. Then in Sando County is the Panama Agricultural Vocational Training Center, but it is non-operational according to the transitional team report. And I mentioned we go there to assess immediately upon taking over.
Thank you. My question was being drawn to the Panama in my county, and now you are telling me you have plans to work on that. Here's another question. Who are responsible for those fees that are paid in these institutions? You are supposed to receive them as part of the ministry support?
So, fees that will come should be coming in my mind. It should be a centralized system. And the other part of what we have to do when we take over is to assess what is happening at these vocational schools. Because those may be potential sources of revenue. So we need to get a clear picture of what the sources of revenue are and what is obtaining at these schools. So we sit with the Deputy Minister for TVET, Technical Vocational Education and Training, so that we can assess, get information on what is obtained at the schools.
Thank you. Another thing, the LFA, the Liberia Football Authority, and the youth and sports, what do you know of its relationship? Is it a cordial working relationship?
Yes, especially such that the ministry or government does not interfere with the activities of these federations. Any attempt for the government to directly interfere with the operations of the federation could even lead to a ban. But in terms of the relationship, because the FA provides oversight, so the ministry provides oversight. So the FA is just one of the many federations, 34 federations that the ministry is providing oversight for.
Thank you, Nominee. The next thing is, who is responsible to train our young footballers through a football academy in Liberia? Is that the LFA or the Ministry of Youth and Sports?
The Liberia Football Association.
Is there any means that you can work along in us establishing, because I believe the young people in Liberia mainly voted for President Weah because of his love for sports. And they felt that they would have been rewarded through us having a football academy being built and lots of Liberians who emulate the president. But that did not happen, and that made a lot of them very disappointed. My thing is, if you as the minister nominee is successful to be given this position, will it be wrong for you to use the power of the Ministry of Youth and Sports to work along Elevate in making sure that there's a football academy established in this country?
Well, I don't see anything wrong. And that's why I said there will be a need for...
Mr. Dominic, please. And let me just answer that. No country has a football academy. No country owns football academy.
But why did Dominic answer the question?
No.
But you're not nominee?
Hold on one minute. I am not concerned about who doesn't. My concern is strictly about the Liberian young people and the love for sports. If you notice, I can tell you, you know about sport more than I do. You know that 90% of our young children are driven, or 80% are driven towards football. And I'm asking you, what can we do as Minister of Youth and Sports when confirmed that we can have a football academy? Because we're not rich to that an individual can build an academy, or we don't have a group that will come together and say, we're building it. So as a minister, will it be wrong if you work along organizations like the Elevate to make sure, I need that promise, because you are there for the first 6 years, wherever the president needs to be there. We are going to call you back here again. And that's why I'm asking for this commitment. Can you make sure that you work along with whoever to make sure that we have football academy to train our young people? This is the question I'm asking.
So, Senator, there are currently some football academies operating privately, and of course, we need to work with them to strengthen their activities and operations. There's nothing wrong with that. We will collaborate with the Liberia Football Association in whatever way to ensure that this is improved. I'm also beginning to think, like I said in my presentation, that it is probably not just any longer about the lack of infrastructure, because pre-war, there was just one major stadium here at the ATS. It's called the Boy FP. That's where the leagues were played mostly. But the quality of football, the quality of players was very high compared to now, when you have a number of sports facilities. The ATS have been rehabilitated. You got the technical center in Cllr, Tusafi in Ghanasville. You got Doris Williams in Basel, the Nelson Doe Stadium in Kagata, SKD practice pitch. So the infrastructure is there. But correspondingly and contrarily, the game has diminished. So that's why I say there's a need for the national stakeholders dialogue. So, Senator, we've scheduled this dialogue and invite you. You come there and let's brainstorm together on what is happening. We need to do a case study. I mean, why is it Mauritania, Cape Verde, Equatorial Guinea, or even Guinea, the level of football improved compared to here? So I think it's a whole national discussion. We have a dialogue on this as we move forward. But I'll take your other suggestions on about it.
And finally, with your last statement, does that also incorporate all of the other sports in Liberia? The reason I'm asking this question is anonymous. In other countries, you see our women football team improve, you see them improving. You see tennis, like I go on your premises to practice tennis once every other day. You understand? And then in Liberia, even the track and field, we don't see the young children doing track and field anymore. We don't see anything, even in basketball. The way it used to be, one of my cousins was able to go abroad. When I was a young boy, I used to admire him to represent Liberia in boxing. I know nothing of anything in Guinea Liberia. I guess it's not a question. I think it's something that I want you to also focus on based on your experience in sports. That we should find a way in recreating ourselves, re-establishing, because we talked about drugs, like the president spoke about drugs infestation. Why do you think our children drink a lot of liquor, take drugs? It's an idle mind. When the children have nothing to do, no after-school activity, the only thing they think about is substitute. They go drink liquor, they take drugs. Now, if we create the atmosphere where after-school programs are there, and these young children are running track and field, they are playing football, they are playing tennis, they are playing other sports, the activity in our country will reduce on the issue of these substitute things that they do in order to make themselves feel happy. I think that's some of the remedy that is the problem we have. So I want you to come into this not as business as usual. Take it to be a responsibility on dwelling with the young people. And your role will be able to help them to leave or do away with drinking, smoking, taking drugs, heading towards some more decent and civilized behavior. So thank you very much. You have support.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman. Let me congratulate the nominee for his preferment by the President to lead a sector that is very close to our hearts. Because, as you all know, the situation of the young affects every one of us and all of our communities, the present and the future of the country. I have not come to question your qualification and your capabilities because I know you. I know your passion for sports. I know your passion for what you were doing. So I think the President made the right decision to place me where you naturally have passion to work. I think like Senator Duncan mentioned, the issue of female football is taking the world over. I think that's a place that you need to look seriously. I remember one time we were involved with that, so this is an opportunity to lift it for the sake of the Liberian girls and women. Also, we see that the country has gone towards more football than other sports. We need to start looking back at basketball and others. I know back in the 80s, there were girls basketball teams and they were doing well, but today we seldom hear about basketball teams and activities. So we need to look at that. Many people have talked about the issue of drugs, and that borders along youth development. So we should not just lose sight of the youth development programs that will be under the ministry and just look at football. Let us balance our interests and intentions and invest in youth development. You can't tell me that you say more than what my colleague said. I know that it sounds very big when we talk about building new housing in counties to move the county out of Monrovia. But there are innovations that we can introduce in making the county to really meet the goal for county. That is peace and identifying talents. We will come from the counties, we know county right now is more of commercialization, where we will identify people who are already talented in their community and get them to get on the team. Let us localize the selection of the young people that come from the interior who have passion to play the game. So give them opportunity to be on the national stage. So let us look at that. I know that President Weah came to limelight. Now I know to support the academy and the rest of them, my colleague, Senator Silver, they just identify the talent and they play their best. But everything changes over a period. I heard him say no country owns sports academy, but I recall several years back the government identified a property in Great Cape County on the road going to Rapper Sport as we speak. The sign is still there. I don't know what informed that, but I ask that you investigate that to see, even if it is not a publicly owned property. I know you can use the office of minister to engage with partners who want to invest in sport, so that we can bring the young people up, train them. Some of the reasons why the young people are involved so much in drug is because, as the saying goes, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Back in the days, young people want to be active because they got so much energy. So if you don't put that energy into those kind of activities like sporting and other youth development programs, they can become corrupt by getting into the drug usage. So I just want to say thank you very much, Mr. Johnny, Anina, and now here that you got my support, because everybody knows where we come from and I trust your ability. We are looking for people who can be sure that the rest can succeed. Thank you and congratulations.
So let me take this time to recognize Senator G.O. Smith, Senator Snow, and Senator Wayne. Please give me your service. No more about the Senator Smith, that comes in. So we want to take Senator Dillon, Senator St. Joseph, and Senator John.
I'm Senator Edwin Melville from Monrovia County, former president of the Liberia Football Association, and I have a very busy schedule, but only came to give the nominee my full support, and I'm very proud of the nomination, and I know you make a very good minister of youth and sport. Please accept my congratulations. Thank you. Please.
Thank you. Look, now I think myself, Mr. Chairman and co-chair, the Civil Senator, and Prince Kemumwe from Bon County, and I would like to say in 1 second to the nominee that I have no doubt, and I don't want to waste my colleagues' time. You are a very focused person. You has everything it takes to develop sport in this country. So you have my support, and congratulations.
I represent a group of resources, and I chair the Senate Committee on Agriculture. The nominee, he knows that he owes me from somewhere he knows. But briefly, Mr. Nominee. Yeah, I just for the everything. My county has no vocational training center.
Senator G.O. Smith, I don't want to go by the rules. Let's listen to the Dallas Dillon, Senator St. Joseph, and Senator John, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Senator Dillon of Monrovia County.
I know you.
You know it.
And you know me. We can be together. So I know you. And apart from the campaign, we have had years of friendship. You are here as a nominee to go to a ministry that carries the title or that is known as Ministry of Youth and Sports. But over the last few years, it will occur to me, and even from the discussions here last week, it will occur to me that this ministry is seen largely, mostly, when it comes to sports. Let me ask you one pointed question as really your view. Do you think we should separate youth from sports and make it two individual entities so we can focus more on youth and youth development so it can just be a sports question?
Well, I would think they should remain as they are because it is youth that can really make sports to be sweet. And their involvement in sports makes it even better because when they are young, you play sports. But we can carve some modifications to enhance and ensure that the ministry, firstly, is supported as it should be. It cannot just be a sleeping giant, and a ministry that can drive the processes based on the kind of leadership that will be placed at the ministry.
So since it is your view that the youth and sports as it is now should remain under one entity, do you have any vision plan? Since your nomination, do you have any vision plan? Do you come with any written vision plan to submit to this committee on how to implement your innovation or your kind of program that you seek to implement, see through? Is there any
Yes, Senator.
written?
Yes, Senator. I'll present to you.
No,
Presentation, yes.
thank you. Mr. Nominee, my personal view, which may not be backed by scientific data, my view is informed by current reality. And maybe I too, as a national leader, if it is something to claim responsibility, take responsibility, take responsibility, I will also do that. But here's my personal view. The youthful population of our country, they are in two folds now. One intellectual academic and one quote-unquote zone. The ones who are addicted in the quote-unquote zone family are known or branded to be wayward, disadvantaged. The ones who are academic, intellectual, they are all tending to battle criers. Most of the quote-unquote intellectual youth think being a battle cry, turning themselves into a battle cry. Munya, munya, segwe, segwe. Red, green, barrel. In the youth, it is the way of life. As Minister of Youth and Sports, should you be confirmed? Does it bother you as if it does? What can we do together as national policy makers and implementers to change the thing so that the young people can feel their self-dignity? Mr. Nominee, it is troubling that people go to school, young people go to school and their education, and they have to come do battle cry because maybe that's the only means by which they can get something out of public officials and politicians' pockets. Without sounding like I'm doing a sermon, if a politician or a public official is paying your school fees or your child's school fees, your objectivity, your independence, your courage to tell that person that you're doing something wrong, even against a greater good, is difficult. What will you do? How will you do it for us to change this dynamic or to change it into something positive so that the young people of this country can be resourceful than being our battle cry?
So, Senator, I wouldn't agree with you more. And I also strongly believe that a good number of our youth or young people are not just unemployed, but are unemployable. And so there is a need to focus on giving them opportunities. And these opportunities, like you rightly said, should go beyond using them only during political times to do battle cry, which in my mind continue to make them dependent rather than being independent. So our focus should be how to make them independent. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sports already has a number of programs. But Senator, this in our mind goes just beyond the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It's far beyond the ministry. It should be a multi-sectorial thing. And that's why I was happy recently when His Excellency the President set up this task force that should deal with some of the immediate issues of the youth, especially youth that have been involved with drugs. The Ministry of Health has a role to play with them. The LDEA, or the Ministry of Justice, will have a role. The Ministry of Education will have a role. The Ministry of Youth and Sports will have a role. So part of what we're going to do, and I would like to inform you that immediately after the President's pronouncement, the Minister of Health set up a chat room for ministers designate that were named on the special committee. And we have begun engaging. We have already drafted the term of reference, and immediately after our confirmation, the Minister of Health that chairs this committee said we're going to begin to hit the ground running. A multi-sectoral approach in our mind will help. It cannot just be the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And we have to buttress the efforts of private people who are on their own also engaged with rehabilitating. But the government has to take it on. Here's on.
Such as who?
And
the private people such as who?
Senator Delon.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But the general leadership has been provided by the President. And we are very happy that the President, in a recent statement at the legislature, has already provided the general leadership.
Thank you.
In this direction.
Thank you. So, for the sake of the record, when the government chooses or elects to intervene at the rehab center that we operate, we will discuss with the board of the government and take it over. We will not take subsidy from the government when I'm linked to it and have authority over the budget. That conflict of interest. I will not do that. So let's proceed. Minister Designate, what's your view on FLAG, Monrovia, Medicine, YMCA, YWCA? What's your view on these institutions? Over the last few years, as much as these are legal entities, some subsidy to the government, again, I may be wrong, but I think even the government itself has been using this institution for press statement in terms of the government and how the government has not treated these institutions as there was a division by the act creating them. How do you intend to operate or connect with Cllr, Lisu, Monrovia, and all of these institutions that cater to the situation for young people? Now, Cllr, the Federation of Liberian Youth, is supposed to be that legal institution enacted by law to cater to the well-being and to seek the empowerment of the youth. What be it academic or not. Whether you are a youth going to school or not, whether you are able or disabled physically. Over the years, Cllr has been more and more internationalism, press statement, condemning government officials, condemning the ones that they don't like. And as a only way, sometimes the Minister of Youth and Sports will release money. Sometimes as the only way the Finance Minister will release money to this institution, already budgeted in the national budget for something. How do you intend to make it different so that Cllr, the Federation of Liberian Youth, can be more concerned about putting programs together, empowerment programs for young people in the youth bracket, whether you went to school or not? How can you intervene with Cllr so that you can set up programs that you can push to at the cabinet or national government level to take destitute young people, youth, from their state of destitution to some place of hope? Lisu is the institution that is supposed to cater to the issue of students. Cllr is to take care of the issue of youth, whether they are students going to school or whether they are in the interior and don't know ABC. But all of these institutions more concerned about present government officials, condemning the water that are there. Especially when the government levy you, Cllr condemn you. When the government levy you, then you get a budget. How do you seek to be different and interact with these institutions to give them the true essence and meaning of what they were meant to be? Lastly, so that I can come back. Mr. Dominic, again, do you have any plan? Do you have any plan? Do you intend to put programs together to connect with the various sector institutions regarding the rehabilitation of quote-unquote youth zones? As a green picture of what is required to recover one citizen for addiction around a rehab center, thanks to the board comprising Liberian and the board who support that project. To cater to one Liberian citizen or one human being that would do over there, I know where it required. And it plays on me every time, Mr. Dominic, that you got a 19-year-old kid or person in there, and they said they were on drugs for 6-7 years. How many years have they smoked? You got captain of graduates, college graduates going into depression and just get damaged. And we try to do recovery for them. The entire country is in trouble. Ministry of Youth and Sports has a key role to play in that. How do you intend to there is a national youth center here in Monrovia County. That's why I think Senator Joseph has a better idea about how to speak to that. How do you think this committee, the Senate, the legislature, this committee, which will have oversight over the ministry, how do you think we can work together, play our oversight for us to get this thing done? When it comes to rehabilitation, let's not call this Zobo and be proud of it. Let's do something to remove the Zobo tag and let it be decent and contribute to citizens again. Thank you.
So, thank you, Senator. Senator, I strongly believe there is a need for Cllr, there's a need for Linsu, there's a need for the Monrovia Youth Parliament, and that they should be allowed to play their roles consistent with the legal framework that is established them. Whether they've been exploited over the period by politicians. Senator Dillon, this morning, I hosted the leadership of Cllr, Linsu, and the MRU Youth Parliament. I talked to those young people. They're very intelligent, very brilliant, they have ideas, and 1 hour I stay with them, there's a lot I learn from them. They have the vision to do certain things. When it's being exploited, that's where I said to them, we need to have a discussion as to the way forward. When confirmed, Senator, I can assure you, I will meet with these groups. We will have a serious discussion on where the hiccups have been, and we may have to proffer a renewed direction for these organizations. The Cllr that you and myself knew, the Linsu that we knew, were strong institutions that provided serious leadership and guidance for young people in this country. And we need to let them continue on that trajectory. The rehabilitation, Senator, like I said, every time I think about the rehabilitation of these people, I myself, my head can white. It is not an easy thing. And that's why, like I said, I was happy when the President, in his annual message, emphasized this. That multi-sectoral group has been established. We, at the Ministry of Youth, both, when confirmed, will be a part. We intend to holistically look at the issues of these young people that are on drugs. Carve a working instrument. And I am very sure that when I saw the Minister of Health Designate, who will likely be chairing when confirmed, she intends to even work with the Committee on Health of the Legislature, both committees, to ensure that we can holistically look at the issue and carve a realistic way forward. So as Minister of Human Sports, when confirmed, I will follow through on that. Because these young people, we are the minister for them, and we are supposed to be providing direction for them. And I told the Minister of Health Designate that it is not just detoxing them or giving them treatment. What happens afterwards? And that's where the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Education comes in. So we have the facilities. Senator Duncan talked about the facility in Sino, Toronto. It was a major center, I'm told, that assisted the Southeast. It is down. I hear the President talk about the Vaun, Foya, and Cllr area with the setting up of one vocational center in Yanohu. That will help, because the only facility you have now is way in Bonjana. So, making it accessible, because it's not just a Monrovia-based thing. the issue of drugs has gone beyond Monrovia. And so Senator will take the rest of the projection on a serious amount.
Thank you, Senator Bilo. Because of time's sake, I'll let us immediately, please. Give me the date up to 6, please. So, Senator Santos, you please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, colleagues. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. Your preferment for this honorable office. Again, good friends. During the State of the Nation address, the President indicated a training of 10,000 young persons in the IT area. And it was timeline within 100 days deliverables. As the persons who I think will be responsible to implement that is you. What are your plans of actions towards that particular program that the President spoke about here? The 10,000 young persons that will be receiving active training.
The beneficiaries are youth, and I am going to be Minister of Youth and Sports, but in terms of ensuring it happens, it's not just going to be the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So when confirmed, like I said, the Ministry of Education, all the relevant stakeholders, we rally around to ensure, and I know it is possible.
Are you aware that the days are being counted and there will be a period where this honorable body will be asking questions related to that particular program. So what I'm asking is that, do you have a plan of action? The 10,000 young persons to be trained cover the entire country. Do you now have a plan of action already, or you are waiting to take office before you have that plan? That's what I'm asking.
Senator, like I said, it would be a multi-sectoral approach. It's not just going to be a Ministry of Youth and Sports. Plans are available. Plans can be cut. The will of the government to support the process, I'm sure that's where the major decision is. So with your support and the support of central government, I know the President's dream can be actualized.
Okay. My colleagues spoke about youth programs in Liberia, training areas, the MVDC, other places. What is your plan for MVDC in Monrovia County?
So we want to take over and assess MVDC and chart a realistic way forward. So part of what we do immediately after confirmation in the next 10 days will be to assess the close by vocational training centers and chart a realistic way forward.
One of the major problems, as you know, Senator Makoli in Monrovia, the issue of MVDC, I would think that you should take note to see how best you can really focus on it, because it's dying slowly. Before you used to see more than 1,000 or 2,000 students walking on the roadside after classes, but now you see 4 or 5 students moving in. Students who have graduated from MVDC previous years, 5, 6, or 10 years ago, are now working. So if you can focus in making sure that MVDC stands, it will be a great help. Also, you can add up to the program. MVDC already has an RT training program. So if you can incorporate the plan of the President to that of what already MVDC is doing, it can help you to foster the implementations of what the President has said. Furthermore, my colleagues in the Dillon asked you about the issue of youth, whether the youth and school, whether the ministry will be separated. I think I agree with my colleague. In other countries, it's been successful. If you come up with National Convention on Youth Empowerment and Development, extra value that will focus in that direction. It's happening in other countries. And then you get a Ministry of Sport, they can concentrate on that. But if you separate it, I think it will lessen the burden. Again,
Where you do that shit?
today.
And when FBTC started when we were trying
If you want to speak politics, we help you to give you the road, the way forward. That's what we're doing. Let me also let you know, Minister, let me also let you know, my colleague told me about Bengalu. We have a training center that have the capacity to take up to 5,000 young persons. Up to 5,000 young persons. The road leading to better, I, by the grace of God, was able to fix that road going to the training center. To renovate the entire campus, I spent about 78,000 United States dollars. Today, the grass is covering that particular building again. What is needed is only mattresses and food. That's all it's needed. If you can help those children within those 6 years, I don't know who we expect to help them again. And these proposals, I brought them to Zoka Waste. You remember we brought it here? I raised the issue to King Plenary. You understand? I brought the issues here. I renovated and built the entire structure. And all that is needed, beds are already there. You only need mattresses to start carrying those young persons.
Just know what you want at the top, please.
Two more minutes.
You don't forget you in most of our countries.
Two more minutes. Uncle, 2 more minutes.
So we want you to do your best. We senators here, we are passionate about the youth program. The young people riding motorbike is not a permanent solution. What is the future after the motorbike? After they ride this motorbike? Create program. The program in Bento, in all the other youth centers you have, those programs are self-sustainable. You don't have to wait for government money. What it takes, if you even create, the land there is about 50 acres of land in Bento. You can grow crops there to feed the young persons. You can fix bricks, the young people will sell those bricks. You can fix armchairs. The government of Liberia spend millions of dollars paying for armchairs. That center can build armchairs. I was shocked when I was called one day by the minister and said, oh, the UNDP said, since you are a politician, you shouldn't get involved at the center, since when I completed the renovation. I said, okay, come and have the center. So this day, grass is growing there. So we look forward to you, look forward to seeing how best we can work along with you. The issue of those young people is a national emergency. And we, as leaders of this country, are willing to give you all necessary support. If you have the time, call us as senators. We will drive there, you see the place. But it's disappointing. Generator is there, beds are there, doors are there. You just need to carry the people and carry food. We have Japanese rest that always come here. What it takes to take that Japanese rest and carry it and feed the young people. The government of Japan, as we speak, we have more than 50,000 people rest at GSA. What happened to that rest? These are the issues. So I look forward to working along with you guys and with my rest of my colleagues to see how best we can take care of our youth. We did it intentionally. The road is damaged again. But we can commit. Me and my colleagues will commit that we'll work on the road, provide fuel to fix the road, so that you can have access to the place. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Okay, Senator Jalan.
Please, I want to take the time to recognize Batikwa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. C'est ma table.
Just the government.
My name is Nobility Batekwa from Grand Crew. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know why I'm going to get coming from the one that's disturbed again. Okay. Besides that, we are in loss. Thank you. I want to congratulate the President for taking this direction, for bringing a very familiar face to the game. They don't want me to talk. And they bring me here to talk.
But that is Senator, please.
So, the congratulation is fine to the President for looking this way to choose a man who has been part and process of some of the achievements we have made and gained in our area. And so, I want to congratulate you in advance as the Senator of your county. And our grandeur and Monrovia. Wait. Let me take this for me. Okay. So, by the way, there are a lot of procedural issues exposed to you. And as someone who has been in the narcotics program, I have a passion for drugs and youth, and insurance. So basically, when you look at drug exposed, it may not be a direct question, but we need to look into that direction, making sure that the drug test the president is talking about is rigorous at the sports level, so that drug will not be used as energizer for sport, so that people can be subjected to regular drug and tests as they get into sports. Also, drug and youth. Drug and youth, as you develop in the way we're trying to do it. As we try to develop and be distracted, as we try to develop the youth, the minds of the youth, we can work with them through the education programs to making sure that they say no to drugs. And those communities should be developed along the education sector as extra activities. Also, as a lawyer, not just a man in sports, as a lawyer, there are a lot of things that have been lacking in the Liberian sporting events. The rules of the game need to be published. Okay, we need to develop the rules in sports, but to have them published and be available so that people know the rules of the game rather than just guessing what it's supposed to be. As a first lawyer in living memory, to be the minister, I think it will be good to take that on board. Also, sports and insurance. If we develop a sports program along insurance, it will protect our athletes so that people get injured for simple things, they don't get treated, and they get leave the game. Insurance for sports needs to be looked into as a package. Whether sponsors can look into insurance and sports, it will be very good. I didn't know that there are a lot of gaps in the area of sports until I was doing my PhD at the university. They asked me to write a paper on Liberian sports. When I went to the Ministry of Sports, was starting like fresh. So we need to have, people need to take more time. It may not be you as a basic minister, but you need just look at some of those things to develop some of the record and the proper time in the writing on our sports. Who are our people in the area of sports? When our governor was lying in the road, I don't remember now why it is. We need to develop documentation please.
Nothing is supposed.
I grew as a visible in Loma.
Now you're going Barokia.
No, they're not Barokia.
So, be conclude.
Okay, so I want to say,
I will follow the Baro.
okay, let me know.
Why?
Okay, then I want to say thanks to God for the opportunity you may have to say. We will not know what to have you confirmed, but we'll be there in the back trying to give you a little support. I hope you can try to get your brother in the States to come. I can work with you on that.
No, they should not play the deal.
Can have a job. He's a very brilliant guy. The idea he gave me of running with him now.
Yeah, it's a set
For you know, I hope he can show his face and go back.
No,
Then we can work on that together. Then I will come to Brother John the West or Joseph the book.
That's how they're looking for you.
Yeah. The idea of bringing him is very important to me.
Now, move forward.
I want to start there and say congratulations in advance. And wish you very well.
Thank you also much, Senator Jimon Smith and Senator Batuba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Nominee, thank you very much. I mean, thank you, additionally, for your referment. The changes. Thank you very much. I think the choice of President Joseph Walker to put you the decision is good. Let me just jokingly ask you whether you are going to be minister or sport analyst. But on a more serious note, my brother, I have been going through the last year budget of the Ministry of Defense. Do you really think? Do you really think some of the figures assigned to key institutions, youth-related organizations in this country, where they are realistic? Look, the Boy Scout of Liberia is one of the oldest organizations in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
As you feel it.
You say I'm a scout?
Are you a scout?
I'm the president of the Liberian Boy Scout.
Let's go to the floor, please. Let's go to the floor, please. Senator Smith,
But,
representative.
yeah. Look, Mason, what do you need for organizations that can work and impact society? That can work and impact society. Sometimes you see figure Ministry of Youth and Sport assigned to them 2,000. Look at the Chess Federation. 2,000, 4,000 US annual budget. Is it realistic? I think we have to look at that. And I don't want to bore you with for some time because I just highlight these things because we will work with you for serious consideration of these organizations. Lastly, my county, if I would not want to use the word the only, but I want to believe strongly that it is the only county in the country where you don't have any training program. Since I took over the county, I've been engaged in a while. YMCA is putting a program together because no vocational training facility in the West. Our young people graduated from high school, some of them did not have strong family connection in Monrovia or Buchanan. The financial strength is not there. They drop out of school Either they go in go camp, or is that right, Monrovia? I mean, can you please give me a commitment? Now, since 1847, under Joseph Workers Administration, with you co-founder, my friend and brother, will get a training, vocational training school in Rivers.
Yes.
Answer the question.
Senator, let's take over and have further conversation on this and all the other issues. I will be open to discussion.
Senator Badukwa.
Thank you. Mr. Nominee, again, let me join my colleagues who might have already congratulated you to congratulate you for the nomination. As a Liberian young man presented to this body, our engagement with you here is to begin our engagement with you that will sustain even after you've taken over, because we are representing the people of this country that you will work with. And your assignment is with two key areas. We're talking about the sporting community, then you talk about the youth. This country, Liberia, young people, even from generation to the other, love sports. Unfortunately, we can't get anything out of it. It's a challenge that is taking up, whether you can leave a legacy that during your time when you were minister of sports, you developed a system that nailed the basis for Liberian teams begin to make impact on the football arena. Let me advise you, is those of us that are from the rural areas, the government, just the recent past government, providing the enabling environment for young people to play is fully focused in Monrovia. You see the number of football teams. But they will invite us to leave from there, come to Monrovia to play football field, even though we don't have no the asset to play football field. This time, this Senate has decided that we work with those of you that will be at the various government institutions with program budgeting. I want to challenge you, I want to advise you as a young man taking over in your budget. Now, we assume that if you do well, the government will keep you for 6 years. That's the beginning of the government. First, 3 football fields in every rural county. And in 3 rural counties, 3 football fields. 3 county 3. So before the 6 year comes to an end, you provided play pitch for the rural young people in the county. They will appreciate you. How much cost here? That the one in New Town. Why don't you carry it to Logi? Why don't you carry one to Greenwood? Why don't you carry one to Riverside for this year? Boy, a year. Another boy, a year. That will be a legacy. I want you to take up that challenge. That's number 1. Number 2, on the football level, is that you have this country regionalized, southeast, central, northern, and all that. But the Minister of Folk and the Minister of Youth and Sport will take great crew and get it to Lofa. The budget they get, it not even pass 5,000.
No.
It not even pass 5,000. They will expect the 200,000, they can't even come. The 200,000, which is the development money, they can't even come. Now the place they say you will take the money. The whole of last year will not come. The one we did, when we went to Nima before they canceled it, because they told Renton and Taylor to Nima before they canceled it. We credited the money up to President, people running behind us for the money. So I beg you, if you take the southeastern counties, and you take the western counties, and you take the central counties, you take the northern counties, if those that will ascend to the second level, they can come to Monrovia. Or at the first stage, don't take great together and get them to wake it up. It's very costly for us. So I want you to look at it. We are suffering. Look at them too. We have a vocational school in Cllr, formal vocational school. The Minister of Youth and Sports has a partner, I think EU, that developed work with the ministry and provide structures for these vocational schools. For the time we talking about whether the money feeding, whether the money needed is started, we go ask them now, we just say no D, no T.